going on there, guys? We back with another one, and this video I've been looking forward to hearing Steph really speak on the incident between Draymond Green and Jordan Poole. You know, during the season there was a lot of criticism, if you remember at the beginning of this, when Steph and Klay didn't jump in and intervene when they saw Draymond walking towards them. And so it was some blame to go there, right? They were like, you know, the leader should have stepped in between that. But there's been reports coming out that Jordan Poole had gotten on everybody's nerves at a certain point, and Draymond served him justice. We seen Draymond and his father get into it on social media like a week ago, but we never truly heard from Steph because he kept it professional throughout the year. But he went in depth a little bit about some of the challenges that they face. Let's check it out.
Honestly, I don't know. I feel like, you know, maybe more of a, I don't know. We had I can't even tell you how many conversations we had, you know, training camp when the incident happened to the beginning of the season when, you know, you're trying to make sure everybody's on the same page in terms of expectations on a daily basis of how you deal with, you know, personal relationships, how you try to be professional when it comes to the job that we're all here to do. You know, dealing with some of the uncomfortable nature of you know, the remnants of that situation, because we always talked about it between JP and Draymond. You know, being able to try to rectify the situation. You know, have the necessary conversations from a coach up front office standpoint. Like, I'm sure you could argue about should there have been a suspension or not, and it's like. We had so many conversations and so many kind of back and forth in that moment of what the right course of action was, and there were a lot of variables that you had to take into play. So I feel like there's no regret there. It's just a matter of like, it was an unfortunate situation that everybody was put in, and at the end of the day, we felt like time would heal, you know, some of those wounds in the sense of allowing us to just be. You know, somewhat understanding of like when we're on the court, we're here to hoop. And honestly, that's how it should be in the first place. We'd love to have, you know, deeper relationships and friendships and ability to let that expand off the court. But at a bare minimum, there's trust that we're all here to add value to the team. And I felt like we had bright spots, but we just couldn't sustain it. And arguably, if you think about it, long-winded way of saying this, if you think about it in the playoffs, you know, it was a tough matchup with LA, but a couple games here and there where we, you know, I'm not everybody individually levels up their game and plays to the level that we should. It's a different story. It's just, that's how basketball goes, right? Like, if everybody plays their best, or in each game in the series, you know, the team that usually, you know, has guys play at or above their level is probably going to win. And that's why everybody watches. That's the unpredictable nature of the game. We were just on the wrong side of it this year, which then illuminated all the other issues that we had throughout the year. So it'll be interesting for us to have a fresh start and regain the culture that we've established over this last decade.
Elevated.
Yeah.
To the next level.
Well, those are the two greatest shooters of all time, in my opinion, personally. And it's just things that you learn in practice, in the game, on the road, that you wouldn't be able to learn not being in the mix, you know? And I'm thankful for that, grateful for that. You learn, you apply it to your skill set, the things you want to be able to be good at. Also built a relationship to where I can ask them. You know, I can text Steph, I can text Klay, I can call them, and just have a conversation. You know? So that doesn't leave, that doesn't go anywhere. If anything, I just know the plays that they run, and the split actions and the high ball screens, so competitive advantage.
Yo, so now that the trade is actually final, I felt like I come on here and just say to JP how much I appreciated the 4 years, brother. You're a champion. You grew up, you know, right in front of everybody's face in terms of, you know, that first year where it was rough and a lot of injuries, and, you know, trying to find your way to going to the G League and coming back and helping us finish 15-5 down the stretch of that your second year, us winning a championship your third year, and fighting to the end, this past year. So can't wait to see you blossom, big fella. Can't wait to see you shine in your own situation, and just looking forward to, competing, obviously, but being a fan of everything that you become. Good luck to you, and,
So Steph has some good points, man. If they win, they beat the Lakers, they probably have a chance to win the whole thing, and it changes the narrative. At the same time, we also seen trouble in paradise throughout that Sacramento series. We saw a blow up on the bench with Draymond and Poole, and we also saw him not listening to Steph and them on the bench, and his pride was still bruised. And that's what I always said from the onset of the incident that took place, right? Whenever critical, tough leadership is needed and you're in someone's face and you demanding a lot for them, are they able to compartmentalize what transpired and not take it personal and look at it as just business? And I don't think you could separate the two because of how you have to get messages across sometimes. And Draymond being so demonstrative, Poole is wondering like where it can go, because now it's different from when someone is talking to you and a little spit might fly out their mouth on your chest or something like that, but they ain't hit you yet. But when somebody will punch you in the face, it's a little different, and you become defensive or reflexive just by nature. And I think Jordan Poole, whenever Draymond tried to sun him, he feel like he's being sunned now. He don't feel like it's a big brother no more. And so he gets defensive at times with Draymond. That's him fighting for his manhood and stuff like that, right? He don't want to be seen as soft or anything. And you can see, I only showed those last couple videos because you see he still has a good relationship with Steph, still has a good relationship with Klay, but definitely not Draymond. And we saw what happened this week with his friend and his father coming out having some words for Draymond Green. But I wanted to hear what Steph had to say about the challenges of the season. And they had some up and down moments, but it was only flashes, right? It wasn't anything that was, and you could tell like they weren't winning road games like you're accustomed to. They like there was a point where you really thought they could lose that Sacramento series, and that's not common for the team. Outside of a monster Steph game 7, who knows what would have happened. You know what I'm saying? So that's where they were last year. But I think Jordan Poole going and getting his own team in Washington, and you got Steph, Draymond, Klay, you got the core together still. Then you bring in CP3, who is a player they feel like can unlock some of the talents of like Jonathan Kuminga and some of the other younger guys who haven't found footing. I think that is fitting for what both teams are trying to do going forward. So, yeah, man. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments, though. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.